Standards-based grading with the focus on Fix 7 Gradebook organization. Fix 7 is we don't organize our information in grading records by assessment method or simply summarizing it into a single grade. Organize and report evidence by a standard or learning goal. In our gradebook, Power Teacher Gradebook allows this functionality to set up into a standards-based gradebook. So we'll open up our standards gradebook and show you the process. There's basically a two-step process in the setup, and you do this at the beginning of the year. First thing is you want to make sure and verify that you're in your current class or current year. Doesn't matter which particular class you're in, because this gradebook setup applies to all your classes in all your courses. One thing we want to verify is if we go to Tool, come down to Preferences, the first thing you want to do is go to our Standards tab and make sure that standards-based grading is enabled. These two should have a check, and we should also have higher level standards, a checkbox in these. These two can be blank. Ours are fine. I'll click OK. If not, please put checks in them. Second thing we want to focus on is down here is our categories. This is an old way and traditionally the way we used to separate our grades into categories and weigh them or however we did calculations. Today we're going to organize them so it fits our need for standards-based. Now we could add a new category by simply clicking on the addition button, but if I click here on homework and double click, I can edit it. So I'm going to open this, and let's say for homework, let's just change this to be Common Core Practice. Whoops. And these could be things that we do individually in our classroom that we want to look at. Now we want to make sure that this is 0 points possible because that's a traditional score. We're using rubrics, not scores. We do not want to include this in the final grade, but we do probably want to publish this. Once I click OK, you can see how that changes. I'll do the same thing for quizzes. I'll double click on that, open up that edit window. We'll call this quizzes. We could call like our formative checkpoints. So we'll do Common Core Formative. You can call checkpoints whatever you want. This is just for a demo. And I'm going to abbreviate it CCF. I'm going to show you that we can change the color. I'll make that green. Again, 0 points. Formatives, we really don't want to include that in the final grade. But we do want to publish those scores. We'll click OK. And let's go to tests. Those are kind of major. We'll edit this category. This would be like our district summative assessments we get either for the end of a unit or the end of a term. So I'm going to call this name CC Summative. You'll see why I named them this way. And I'm going to change this color so it shows to me. I like black again. This is 90 points. We can include this one in our final, and we will publish that score. And as you see, all of our assessments now are down here and labeled. We can click on this and delete it if you don't want it, or you can just leave it. But our categories are that and organized. So simply, when you add an assignment, and we could say this is week 12 unit assessment, and you tab and you put your category names, and you come here to your category, we can say okay, this is the summative assessment. And then when you go to your standards and you pick which standards this lines up to, and I'd pick multiple standards because you may be measuring more than one standard on that assessment. And we'll close this. You can see that this will appear black, letting you know that this is a formative assessment. And so that is the basics of Fix 7 and organizing our gradebook to be standards based.